What is happening, Magnus site? So, apparently Trump just got hacked. Let's check this out, see what's going on. Boy. Alright. All type of crazy-ish happening.
The Trump campaign saying it's been hacked by what it is calling foreign sources who are trying to interfere in the 2024 election. I'm joined now by CNN contributor Lulu Garcia-Navarro
Interference,
and CNN political commentator S.E. Cupp. It's great to see both of you here on the Saturday afternoon. S.E., let's start first with you. There are shades of 2016 to this, as our reporter Jeremy Herb was just kind of laying out. And we have known that foreign actors want to interfere in the U.S. election.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge problem. It's not a problem that we're unprepared for, but it's good to be a constant reminder that hacking, disinformation, this is a big part, especially by foreign entities. This is a big part of why, as voters, we need to be really educated, diligent, vigilant, all the things, because so much information is flying at us from so many different places, especially on social media. It's hard to know what's real. It's hard to know what's fake. And now with these.
I tell you, yeah, and it's been that way for a few years now. Things are only going to get worse when it comes to that. And we'll be able to fake almost anything.
Leaks were, potentially getting access to things that we're not supposed to see. Any campaign would be very upset to learn that their secret weapon, the plans that they have are being shared potentially with the press and then potentially with voters.
Right, and it still remains to be seen. It's very early in all this, what was in this hack, what are in these documents. Lulu, former President Trump famously asked Russia in 2016, Russia, if you're listening, find Hillary Clinton's emails. Now the Trump campaign has been
I didn't know he said
hacked.
that.
If you're the Trump campaign, how serious of an issue is this? How concerning is this?
I mean, it's hugely concerning, not only for the Trump campaign, but for any American. I mean, this, if indeed it is a foreign government trying to interfere in our election, we should all be concerned about that. I think Politico at this point has been very judicious in reporting about getting these documents, but so far not distributing them and telling law enforcement about this so they can investigate it. I mean, the Trump campaign is trying to spin this, saying that this is potentially Iran trying to attack the former president's campaign because
I could have swore I saw that earlier on Twitter. Could have swore I saw that.
Of his own actions. We don't know really who is behind this yet. We do know that America has many enemies. We do know that there are many countries in the world that want to interfere in America's elections. China, Russia, North Korea. I mean, the list is very, very lengthy. And
it wasn't Alex Jones saying something about, it was his thoughts that they might try to start some type of a war with Iran. That's very interesting considering that.
All, as Essie was saying, need to be very vigilant.
Yeah, and we will certainly be following.
Hey, too. It was funny when I was watching, I was looking at something that Alex Jones put out. I was doing a reaction on it. A bunch of people, you going to believe Alex Jones? Alex Jones has actually been right about a lot of stuff. He's been wrong about stuff, too. But, I ain't throwing the baby out with the bathwater because it seems like almost every source that I've ever read or watched has been right about things and wrong about things. There's always some people trying to come in and discredit people. Makes me wonder if they're bots.
Following the story as we get more information. It is truly a breaking story at this point with new information coming as the minutes and hours go by. I want to talk, Essie, a little bit about this campaign and the strategies on both sides in particular.
Oh, you watching this on CNN, man? You can't trust nothing CNN say. They could tell you the sky blue. They lying.
We saw the former president holding that news conference this week and then this rally last night. He's really been going after Harris, questioning her blackness, questioning her intelligence. I want to play a clip and then ask you a question on the other side.
Kamala is grossly incompetent and, in my opinion, has a very low IQ. But we'll find out about her IQ during the debate. Okay, let's find out about her IQ.
So, Essie, both of these campaigns want to grow their coalition. That is how you win a race. More voters vote for you than the other person.
He's saying she's incompetent and low IQ, and she's Indian, and she's saying that they're weird and a dictator.
So I'm curious why the former president...
They both mudslinging. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see so much stuff, man. And then I scroll through Twitter now more than anything, which I was never on Twitter now, but because I also watch the news a lot now, and I want to kind of be ahead of the curve if I can be, but there's always so much coming out. But they were saying that he had to make an emergency landing with his plane, and how some people were thinking that might have been a third attempt on him, and how Willie Brown said he wasn't on that helicopter with him. It's like all this stuff. It's so hard to keep up on all this damn news that's coming out every day.
Thinks that attacking Kamala Harris in this very personal way is going to bring...
And I mean that, no, and not as a YouTuber that watches news, just as a person that's like might be interested in what's going on. It's like, my God, it's like 9 more videos. I just woke up. What the hell is going on in this world?
Bring in new voters. Do you think that's a good strategy?
Yeah. No. And listen, I host another show on another network called Battleground, and the point of it is to talk to swing state voters. I talk to them every day, and they don't care to litigate Kamala Harris's race. They don't care about childless cat ladies. They have problems and they want solutions. And if you're Trump and JD Vance going into these swing states, the states that will determine this election, talking about Kamala Harris's IQ or
I was talking earlier or yesterday about how I wish she had picked Tulsi. I think that would have been the perfect running mate, considering that she had beaten Kamala. I don't know which one to say. I think everybody calls her Kamala. I mean, it's the same word, but just pronounced differently. But anyway, and someone said to me that he didn't pick her. He couldn't pick her because she wasn't a registered Republican yet. Is that true? Let me know, folks.
Punishing people who don't have children. These are not solving problems that they have. And in fact, a lot of swing state voters, especially women, are turned off by these very personal attacks. So there's a reason why voters in swing states, many of them are uncommitted, undecided. They are waiting for solutions to problems that they have. Trump is not offering that yet. Harris and JD Vance, for their part, have not yet laid out their agenda either. So, everyone's kind of waiting for the substance of this election to kick in. Trump seems very sort of scattered with Harris now on the Democratic ticket. And Harris Vance are obviously just getting in and just getting started. But they also need to tell voters, we're not just a campaign of vibes, right? We're gonna solve some problems. Here's how.
And Lulu, Harris in Arizona.
That's wild, man. You're trying to have an honest election, and you got other countries interfering and trying to cause problems. And what was it? The first one was when I first heard that, was it? When Trump first got elected with Hillary? Was that issues with Russians or something? But those were that was the first time I had heard of foreign interference. Is there another one where there's foreign interference?
Arizona,
help me out.
In Nevada, yesterday and then today, they are obviously hoping to put these states that maybe were going to be out of reach for Democrats back into play there in the Sun Belt, where the voting blocks can be more diverse. Of course, Latino voters in both of those states play a very key role. Latino voters are not monolith. Of course, they care about independent things and different things. But how impactful do you think yesterday's endorsement from the League of United Latin American Citizens might be to this race in those particular states?
I think it was important. I think the culinary union, which actually always leans Democratic, is important. But what happens there is that they end up going door to door. They have very robust get out the vote campaigns.
Oh, that was Trump
Latinos
holding her hand for a
respond to
split
that.
second.
They like to see people face to face. It is a difficult demographic to reach often, but a very important one, vital to this election, especially in those states. And so it is increasingly important. And you're seeing Vice President Harris hone her immigration message. We saw it yesterday in Arizona, where she talked about being tough on the border, but she also talked about a pathway to citizenship. And this is the line that she is going to try and navigate while appealing to people who want to see the southern border locked down, who are concerned about illegal immigration, but also to the base and to Latino voters who want to hear about what you will do to help the people in this.
Good thing they're not saying Latinx or Latinx. That irritates Hispanics.
Country actually become legalized.
And what I keep hearing from both of you and from so many people like yourselves who are experts and analysts that do talk to voters, they want to hear, SE, about solutions. They want to hear, they have problems. They want to hear what somebody might do about them. I know you're telling us you talk to them a lot. I'm just curious, what are they saying to you? What are some of the issues? I mean, we see the polling, it's the economy, and is usually at the top, but what are you hearing from people who are going to make a difference in the fall when they vote?
Yeah, I mean, every state's different. And in fact, inside every state, right? Like Flint, Michigan voters care about different things than Bloomfield Hills voters in Michigan care about. So it's important to be on the ground and ask those questions. Sense. But there are overarching themes. Voters care about the economy. They care about the cost of goods. That goes from cars down to groceries. They care about housing prices. We're hearing that as a consistent theme, especially in growth economies like Nevada, Arizona, North Carolina. These are big issues for voters. The cost of... I
heard Nevada was cheap to move to, or at least Vegas. I could have swore I heard that. It's cheaper than it's supposed to be, in other states at least. I don't know.
Housing being sort of locked out of buying a new home or a first home is a common theme. We hear a lot about immigration and strengthening the border, strengthening... lowering crime, making cities and towns safer. We also hear a lot about abortion. We do. We hear a lot about women's rights, especially since there are now...
I love how they soften it with pro-choice. Women's rights. Why don't you finish it? Women's rights to murder their unborn children. Why don't they just hit home with it? Just tell the truth. Rip the Band-Aid off of what it is. You know what bothers me? The fact of when you look up the history of Planned Parenthood, how could you possibly, any color on this planet, support? I don't get it.
Many states in which that is actually on the ballot.
Yeah, it is going to be so interesting to see how this unfolds in just this condensed time frame. Lulu Garcia Navarro and S.E. Cupp, my thanks to both of you.
Man. They tell you that you live different lives on this planet. Your soul comes back different times. Don't know whether it's true or not, but I know that if I were to come back as a woman, I'd be the best woman on the planet, the best mother on the planet, and I would never, ever snuff out the life of my unborn child. Well, I guess since his team got hacked, I guess we're going to get stuff released sooner or later. So I guess wait for the tidal wave of info and rumors and stuff. Post comments down below. Let me know what you all think. I'm about to sneeze. Ha! If you enjoyed my thoughts and talk on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I will see you in the next video. 10 million subscribers. Well.